In a surprising turn of events, a senior Hamas official has publicly expressed reservations about the group's controversial attack on Israel that occurred on October 7, 2023. Mousa Abu Marzouk, who heads Hamas's foreign relations office based in Qatar, stated that had he been aware of the catastrophic consequences resulting from the assault, he would not have supported it. This revelation comes amid ongoing debates about the implications of the attack, which triggered a severe Israeli military response resulting in the deaths of tens of thousands of Palestinians and the devastation of Gaza. For months, Hamas leaders have maintained a stance of defiance, declaring victory over Israel despite the overwhelming casualties and destruction that followed. However, Abu Marzouk's statements mark a notable shift in the narrative. In an interview with the New York Times, he articulated that the scale of destruction inflicted on Gaza, where nearly 2 million people have been displaced and critical shortages of food and healthcare continue to exacerbate the humanitarian crisis, would have made it impossible for him to endorse the attack had he foreseen its fallout. Abu Marzouk, who claims he was not privy to the specific operational details of the October 7 assault, acknowledged that while he supported the overarching strategy, the unintended consequences were far graver than anticipated. He noted if it was expected that what happened would happen, there wouldn't have been October 7. His comments suggest a potential rift within Hamas regarding the justification of the attack and its catastrophic aftermath. The implications of Abu Marzouk's statements are profound, indicating an internal struggle within Hamas to reconcile military objectives with the humanitarian crisis the group has wrought upon its own people. The remarks also hint at possible openings for negotiation regarding Hamas's military capabilities, a contentious issue that has stalled previous discussions with Israel. While other factions within Hamas have staunchly opposed any disarmament talks, Abu Marzouk expressed a willingness to discuss the future of the group's weapons, a position that diverges from the hardline stances of many of his colleagues. Meanwhile, as discussions regarding a potential second phase of a ceasefire are set to commence, tensions remain high. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has insisted that any cessation of hostilities must include the dismantling of Hamas's military strength. Conversely, Hamas is demanding the release of more Palestinian prisoners in exchange for Israeli hostages, with Abu Marzouk emphasizing that the group would seek significant prisoner exchanges. The complexity of the situation is further compounded by rising frustrations within Gaza, where the local populace bears the brunt of the conflict. The dire humanitarian conditions and the high civilian toll have led to growing dissent against Hamas, with many Palestinians questioning the wisdom of the October 7 attack and its aftermath. Abu Marzouk's remarks may reflect an awareness of this discontent and a recognition of the need for a strategic recalibration within the group. As the conflict continues to evolve, the interplay of military strategy, humanitarian considerations, and internal rifts within Hamas will be critical in shaping future developments. The ongoing discussions regarding the ceasefire and the potential for negotiations could either pave the way for some semblance of peace or lead to further escalation, depending on how both sides navigate the complex landscape of grievances and demands. The coming weeks will be crucial in determining whether Hamas can reconcile its military ambitions with the urgent humanitarian needs of the people it claims to represent, or whether the cycle of violence will persist unabated. In a world increasingly shaped by innovation and technology, the ongoing developments in artificial intelligence (AI) continue to spark significant discussion and debate. As we stand on the precipice of what many experts are calling the next phase of the AI revolution, it is essential to consider both the potential advancements and the ethical dilemmas that come with them. Recent reports suggest that AI is progressing at an unprecedented pace, influencing various sectors from healthcare to finance, according to a recent article in The Washington Post. Experts are predicting a future where AI systems will not only enhance efficiency but will also redefine the roles of professionals across industries. The rapid integration of AI technologies can lead to incredible breakthroughs, but it also raises questions about job security and ethical practices, notes Dr. Lydia Chen, a leading researcher in AI ethics. One of the most pressing concerns is the impact of AI on employment. While AI has the potential to automate mundane tasks, thereby freeing human workers for more complex responsibilities, it simultaneously threatens to displace a significant number of jobs. A report from the World Economic Forum highlights that by 2025 over 85 million jobs could be lost to AI and automation, but it also suggests that 97 million new roles could emerge, emphasizing the need for workforce reskilling. Moreover, the ethical implications of AI development cannot be overlooked. As AI systems become more sophisticated, the potential for misuse also increases. The recent funding freeze at the USDA has highlighted how government agencies are grappling with the challenges of regulating AI technologies as staffers within the department express their struggles to adapt to the changing landscape. We're at a crossroads where we need regulatory frameworks that can keep pace with technological advancements, remarked a USDA insider. The difficulty in establishing effective governance underscores the complexities that accompany rapid technological change. In addition to employment and ethics, the societal impacts of AI are profound. As these technologies become more integrated into our daily lives, issues related to privacy, security, and data usage are becoming ever more critical. The public's trust in AI systems will depend heavily on how transparently companies operate and how they handle data. Transparency is key to building confidence in AI, states Dr. Marcus Lee, a cybersecurity expert. Without it, users will remain skeptical of the technology's intentions and capabilities. Looking ahead, as the AI revolution continues to unfold, it is imperative for stakeholders, including governments, corporations, and the public, to engage in ongoing dialogue about its implications. The potential benefits of AI are immense, but they come with responsibilities that must be addressed proactively. As we navigate this transformative era, the balance between innovation and ethical practice will be crucial in defining the future landscape of technology and its role in society. As we continue to explore the frontiers of AI, the conversations we have today will shape the realities of tomorrow. In a rapidly evolving global landscape, the economic dynamics and corporate strategies of leading companies are often subject to scrutiny and change. Recent developments highlight pivotal shifts in various sectors, from the aspirations of private space enterprises to the workforce decisions of major coffee chains, and the evolving trade relations in conflict zones. As we delve into these stories, it becomes evident how interconnected and complex the modern economic environment truly is. China's private space industry is gaining momentum, with one of its leading rocket companies eyeing an initial public offering (IPO) in 2028. This move reflects the growing ambition within China's commercial space sector, which has been bolstered by significant government support and investments. Market analysts project that an IPO could provide the necessary capital to further enhance research and development capabilities, thereby positioning the company more competitively on the global stage. This anticipated listing is a testament to China's commitment to expanding its influence in the space race, a sector where it has been making notable strides in recent years. In contrast, Starbucks has announced plans to lay off over 1,000 workers, a move that signals deeper challenges within the company. As the coffee giant navigates a post-pandemic recovery, these layoffs appear to be part of a broader strategy to streamline operations and address rising costs. According to sources, the decision comes amid a backdrop of declining customer foot traffic in several locations, putting pressure on profitability. "We are implementing these changes to ensure the long-term sustainability of our business," a company spokesperson stated, underscoring the difficult balancing act between workforce management and operational efficiency. Meanwhile, international trade dynamics in Syria are undergoing a significant transformation. The country has re-established trade relations with a key partner, marking a departure from its previous reliance on U.S. markets. This shift comes as Syria seeks to revitalize its economy, which has been severely impacted by years of conflict and sanctions. Analysts suggest that this new partnership could provide much-needed relief and open avenues for economic recovery, but it also raises questions about the long-term implications for regional stability and international relations. Syria is trying to rebuild, and this partnership could be a crucial step forward, albeit fraught with geopolitical risks, remarked an expert on Middle Eastern trade. Adding to the complexity is the increasingly disproportionate influence of wealthy individuals on the U.S. economy. A recent analysis suggests that America's economic health is becoming increasingly dependent on the spending and investment habits of its affluent citizens. As wealth inequality widens, the role of high-net-worth individuals in driving economic activity becomes more pronounced. The rich are not just consumers, they're key investors and job creators, noted an economic policy analyst. This reliance raises concerns about the stability of the economy in the face of potential downturns in the fortunes of the wealthy, prompting calls for a more equitable distribution of wealth and resources. As these narratives unfold, it is clear that the intersection of technology, economics, and global relations continues to shape the world we live in. Looking ahead, companies will need to adapt to the challenges posed by market volatility, workforce dynamics, and geopolitical shifts. The evolving strategies of major players will undoubtedly influence not only their own futures but also the broader economic landscape, making it essential for stakeholders to stay informed and agile in this ever-changing environment. The geopolitical landscape surrounding the ongoing conflict in Ukraine has dramatically shifted as tensions rise between the United States and European nations in both the G7 and the United Nations. The backdrop of this unfolding drama is President Donald Trump's evolving stance on the war, which threatens to fracture the previously unified front of Western allies against Russian aggression. In a series of contentious discussions, both the US and the EU proposed competing resolutions at the UN Security Council and General Assembly with the aim of addressing the war's ramifications. While the EU, alongside Ukraine, has drafted a resolution condemning Russia's actions, marking the third anniversary of the invasion, the US has sought to dilute the narrative by proposing a text that equates Ukrainian actions with those of Russia. This wording is obviously unacceptable to us, an EU official remarked, highlighting the growing rift in perspectives. EU Chief Diplomat Kaja Kallas expressed her concern about the US's alignment with what she termed the Russian narrative, suggesting a shift in American policy under Trump that could embolden Moscow. This sentiment was echoed by U.S. Representative Dorothy Camille Shea, who stated emphatically, "This war must end now," while urging the withdrawal of the EU's resolution. Meanwhile, France and other European allies have attempted to amend the U.S. resolution to include explicit references to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, a move that underscores the urgency among European leaders to maintain a cohesive stance against Russian actions. However, the prospect of a veto from Russia or China looms large, leaving many European nations in a precarious position as they navigate the complexities of international diplomacy. The G7 also engaged in discussions over the weekend, though progress was hindered by Trump's insistence on linking any joint statement to the outcomes of the UN resolutions. The situation has become increasingly convoluted as U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth downplayed the notion of Russian invasion, stating, "It's a very complicated situation," further complicating the Western narrative. As these diplomatic negotiations unfold, the Kremlin has welcomed the U.S.'s reformatting of its approach, suggesting that it could lead to a reassessment of the conflict's root causes. In tandem, the White House is also exploring economic avenues with Ukraine, including potential development of natural resources, though these discussions remain sensitive and fraught with uncertainty. The stakes are high, and with French President Emmanuel Macron and UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer set to meet with Trump, the Western alliance's future remains precarious. Starmer has publicly praised Trump for reshaping the discourse surrounding Ukraine, indicating a willingness among some leaders to adapt to the changing political winds. In conclusion, as the US and Europe grapple with their diverging narratives on the Ukraine conflict, the potential for a significant realignment in international relations looms large. Observers will be keenly watching how these dynamics evolve, especially regarding the upcoming meetings and resolutions, which may very well set the tone for Western unity or further discord in the months ahead. In a dramatic turn of events that has ignited political fervor in Canada, over 150,000 citizens have signed a petition calling for the revocation of Elon Musk's Canadian citizenship. This unprecedented move is largely attributed to Musk's vocal support for former President Donald Trump, who has made numerous aggressive statements regarding Canada during his second term in office. The petition, initiated by British Columbia author Qualia Reid and backed by New Democrat MP Charlie Angus, accuses Musk of undermining Canadian sovereignty through his advisory role to Trump. Musk, who holds Canadian citizenship through his mother May Musk, has found himself at the center of a political storm as Trump has repeatedly threatened to consider Canada as the 51st state of the United States. These threats have not only angered many Canadians but have also prompted Reid's petition, which alleges that Musk's alignment with Trump constitutes engaging in activities that go against the national interest of Canada. The petition claims that Musk's actions make him akin to a member of a foreign government intent on erasing Canadian autonomy. The petition gained traction rapidly after its launch on February 20, garnering around 167,000 signatures within days, far surpassing the 500 required to be formally presented to Canada's House of Commons. It calls on Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to revoke Musk's citizenship and passport immediately, a move that, while seemingly drastic, reflects rising tensions between Canada and the U.S. during Trump's presidency. Musk's controversial influence extends beyond Canada, as he has also stirred discontent within the United States. His recent directive requiring federal workers to detail their job functions in bullet points or face dismissal has caused chaos across various government departments. Labor unions have responded with legal actions to protect workers from potential retaliation, criticizing Musk's ultimatum as disruptive to essential government functions. The mixed reactions from federal agencies highlight the uncertainty and confusion surrounding Musk's aggressive downsizing agenda, which is part of a broader push by the Trump administration to streamline government operations. Interestingly, while Musk's antics have drawn ire, they also seem to resonate with a segment of the American populace. An Economist/YouGov poll indicated that Musk's initiatives, including his so-called Department of Government Efficiency, are not as popular as he claims, raising questions about the effectiveness of his strategies. As Musk continues to navigate this political quagmire, his recent appearances at conservative gatherings have only fueled the fire. At a recent event, he waved a giant chainsaw, seemingly mocking the chaos he has caused, while simultaneously endorsing his initiatives on social media with a post declaring, "Of course we support Doge. Those who don't support it are un-American." The implications of this situation are vast, particularly with Canada's House of Commons set to reconvene on March 24, 2025. The petition's fate may influence both Canadian sentiment towards Musk and the broader narrative of U.S.-Canada relations under Trump's presidency. As the signing period for the petition extends until June 20, the potential for further escalation remains. Observers will be watching closely as this drama unfolds, with many wondering if Musk's Canadian citizenship will become a casualty of political maneuvering in the volatile landscape of North American politics. In a landscape where college football is rapidly evolving, the recent decision by USC to cancel its annual spring football game has sparked a range of reactions from fans and analysts alike. While some may view this move as a disappointment, it may be a sign of a broader shift in the approach to college athletics, one that prioritizes player development and program integrity over traditional fan experiences. Lincoln Riley, head coach of the USC Trojans, announced the cancellation last week, prompting an immediate outpouring of frustration from dedicated supporters eager for a glimpse of the team's future. The spring game has traditionally served as a showcase for new talent and game strategies, but Riley's decision reflects a changing mentality towards these exhibitions. USC is, after all, asking for your faith and your money to support the program, noted Ryan Kartja, the USC beat writer for the Los Angeles Times. Fans have every right to expect a return on their investment, but the realities of modern college football are reshaping those expectations. Historically, spring games have devolved into lackluster scrimmages rather than meaningful contests, often characterized by caution from coaches unwilling to reveal game plans or risk player injuries. With the ever-present threat of tampering and the looming transfer portal, Riley and other coaches face the dilemma of balancing transparency with security. As Carter pointed out, Lincoln Riley, or any coach for that matter, wasn't about to unleash anything of note in a meaningless exhibition. The cancellation is not an isolated incident. Nebraska and Texas have also chosen to forego their spring games, indicating a possible trend among major programs. Nebraska, which has historically drawn larger crowds, and Texas with its storied football tradition, both recognized the futility of continuing with these exhibitions in their current form. The shift towards a more NFL-like offseason with extended training camps and fewer public showcases may soon become the norm, prioritizing player development over fan engagement. While this change may alienate some fans, it could ultimately enhance the quality of the product on the field. The traditional spring game has often left supporters with a watered-down version of the real thing, leading to disappointment. By scrapping the event, USC is taking a more honest approach, acknowledging that the effort to stage a full-fledged game is less valuable than focusing on training and development. The hope is that this decision reflects a deeper respect for the fans, who deserve more than a half-hearted spectacle. As the college football landscape continues to shift, the cancellation of spring games like USC's will likely raise questions about how programs engage with their supporters. While the immediate impact may be disappointing for fans, the long-term benefits could lead to stronger, more competitive teams. In a world where college football is becoming increasingly professionalized, the focus on player development and integrity may ultimately redefine the relationship between programs and their fans. Looking ahead, it remains to be seen how USC will compensate for this year's missed opportunity to connect with supporters and showcase its talent. As changes continue to unfold in college athletics, the Trojans and other programs may need to explore new avenues for fan engagement that align with the evolving dynamics of the sport. The future of college football is undoubtedly on the brink of transformation, and how programs respond will be crucial in retaining their fan bases while adapting to the demands of modern competition.